Hey, one thing that's important to me is not getting sick. So there's been a bunch of times where, I'll be served something and I could bitch and moan and complain about it and, get a different one or whatever. But a lot of times it's easier to just walk away, right? Just walk away. So this is a clip of a beer I ordered in Angeles City. Um, Now in the Philippines, if you're going to order San Miguel, SML, Light or Apple or anything, everybody, takes a napkin and they rub the top. They pop the top in and they rub the top. Now, I've heard many reasons why this is, but it has something to do with the bottling, and you'll get some gunk up under the top of the crimp on cap, and it'll leave a residue there. And I've actually had it, where there were chunks there left on the bottle. And if you don't wipe that off, it could make you sick, is the story I'm told. I just don't risk it. So this little video clip here is a bottle that was served, a beer that was served to me, and there's no fizz, there's no bubbles, and it's the same thing, right? And you just have to kind of have it in the back of your mind, like just depending on where you're at, pay attention to these things, because if you get sick one Friday night at home, it's not a big deal, but if you're traveling and you get sick and you're flying tomorrow, it's a real pain in the ass. The other problem I've had is soap on dishes. So I was at one hotel and I got a cup of coffee, and you know immediately my stomach turned, right, and just kind of ruined my whole day. I didn't pick up on it right away because I was paying attention to other things. I just got my coffee and I'm slamming it down, and then I went to refill it and there was a bunch of bubbles in the coffee, and then I realized that there was still soap. The taste I was getting in my mouth was there was still soap in the coffee cup when I filled it. So and I've had that happen a bunch of times. I was at a Starbucks not too long ago, and there was actual like bubbles, and there's always going to be a few little bubbles with coffee, but when you stir it up and the bubbles get bigger, yeah, that's soap. So just kind of be aware that when you're traveling, not every place washes the dishes all the way. Especially if you're at a buffet or a breakfast buffet, or doing this, doing that. But just kind of keep that in the back of your mind and just be prepared to walk away. Right? At Starbucks, I could go back and complain, but we're talking different languages, and at the end of the day, it's easier just to walk away. It's frustrating sometimes, especially with my coffee. I'm looking forward to that coffee. I really want coffee, but I would rather just walk away than get sick. So again, just a little heads up about food, and sanitation is not always the same. What I find most often is they're just not rinsing the dishes well enough, especially at Starbucks. I found a whole half dozen Starbucks that I wouldn't go back to, just because there was always a funky taste, and it was a soap. And so just kind of keep that in the back of your mind when you're traveling. If something tastes funny, it's usually better to just walk away than to power through it, because it's just going to screw up your stomach. You're just going to have a bad day, and why bother, right? Why bother?